Hey guys, today we're going to talk about The Post, the latest Steven Spielberg movie. Of course, you know Steven Spielberg, so I won't name any of his movies, but he did a movie that is kind of similar to this one, which is Bridge of Spies recently with Tom Hanks actually. And Tom Hanks also stars in The Post as well as Meryl Streep. This is the story about some Pentagon Papers, as they were called back then, and it was about a guy that had worked on a commission basically that was making a report on everything that happened in Vietnam. And one of the guys that worked there, he released those papers secretly, of course, to several newspapers, and especially to the Washington Post. And that way he revealed all the atrocities and the hidden facts of the Vietnam War. Meryl Streep plays the owner of the Washington Post at the time, and she is faced with the decision of publishing or not the papers, and Tom Hanks is the newspaper editor basically, and he is really pro publishing and pro freedom of the press and all of that. And Meryl Streep is really the character that, I mean, she's coming to terms with the fact that she's a woman in a men's room basically, and that she has inherited this newspaper without her really wanting it. I mean, she is really clear about it. She never expected that to happen, and she would have loved her husband to have control over the newspaper, but he died, so yeah, she's stuck with that. Of course, this movie has really great performances by Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, and by others like Bob Odenkirk, who you might know from Better Call Saul. I never saw I'm the weird person that never saw Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, so I don't really know much about him, but he's kind of good in this movie. And this movie is based only around the fact that they are going to publish these papers, and will they, won't they, kind of thing, you know? Aside from that, it doesn't really explore the consequences of these papers, which are known to the world, and is the fact that Nixon was kicked off the presidency basically because of Watergate and all the other things that happened. So it's all a sequence of things that happened, and it would have been nice to explore the whole thing, but I think the Watergate scandal is so large that, you know, you have to treat it in its own movie, and there are several movies about the Watergate scandal, so you can watch those. As for the movie itself, the directing, of course, is really great, but at this point, Steven Spielberg looks a bit like Martin Scorsese or Ron Howard, or not Ron Howard, because he's trying different things, but other directors that appear to be on autopilot. I mean, they appear to be just doing the same thing that they have done all their lives basically. And again, I compare this movie to Bridge of Spies because it has the same historical vibe and the same like setting, and the production design is really similar, even if it's two different times, because Bridge of Spies is the 50s and this is the 70s early, and it's really similar, the two movies. I mean, production design, costume design, I mean, it's good, but it's not really that great. The screenplay is pretty smart, but it's a normal historical drama screenplay. I mean, it's not like, oh my god, what is this? I mean, some of her phrases and some of the things he says, Tom Hanks, are interesting, but the rest are just what you would expect from a historical drama, let's say. So it's not really that spectacular. I mean, I get what this movie is getting so many good reviews, and it's because, of course, of the situation with the press today in the United States. Of course, as you might know, Donald Trump is not the best supporter of all the press. He's so only supporter of the press that supports him. So that's the thing that clouds this movie a little bit, because it was done in the sense of, yes, we used to have this thing called the freedom of the press, and we didn't have fake news, and we didn't really have people doubting us in the sense that doubting the press, I mean, in the sense that they could really do these big exposés about people and things that happen, and people would actually care for it. I mean, today newspapers don't really do that because, I mean, the press is in a crisis far beyond fake news and lack of visibility, if you will. But I mean, they try sometimes, and they don't really achieve the levels of success of back then, mainly because of the internet. I mean, the internet has changed everything. And nowadays, Julian Assange or the other guy with glasses can publish their things online, and they don't need a newspaper to do it. Now you have WikiLeaks. I mean, you don't really need the press to filter anything or just to publish anything. You can do it yourself. So it's, I mean, social media and all of that, it's quite understandable why this movie was done in order to reflect on the old times. But I don't think those times are valid anymore. I mean, it's nice to remember, but it's useless, to be honest, in this case. I mean, the movie is good, it's really good, but it's not really surprising. Meryl Streep, again, is great, but she's also on autopilot. She's not really doing anything that different with her. I mean, I've liked many other performances that she has done, but this one is another one of hers. I mean, it's not really that special, to be honest. Same with Tom Hanks, and the movie was nominated to the Academy Awards only because it's about the press and a little bit like Spotlight some years ago. But that was even different. I mean, that was about specific subject that was not only the press, but, you know, religion and sexual assault, and I mean, it was a little bit more interesting. This one, not so much. I mean, it's a good movie again, but it's not a super interesting, super fundamental movie. Maybe for people that study, you know, to be journalists or something, maybe that. So yeah, this is my review of The Post. Sorry if it's underwhelming, but it's the truth. Steven Spielberg is an autopilot. Let's hope that he does a better job with Ready Player One. Thank you so much for watching this review. Please like or dislike this video if you want. We don't have monetization anymore, so I don't give a rat's ass about anything about that. So just please like this video because I want you to like it, and I want you to make me see that you were here, basically. And of course, share this on your social media. Comment down below if you have seen this movie or what you think about the performances or anything about it. And of course, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Goodbye.